Making you a vassal state
if
you stayed in the customs union.
We'll ask Labour themselves about their position in the customs union.
Theresa May has made it very clear we're out of the single market, out of the customs union, and I say to my colleagues, by the way, who want to change some of this, I say just be very careful on this one, because you're being invited into a Labour Party tactical game which will actually end up in real damage to the United Kingdom.
Ian Duncan-Smith, thank you very much for talking to us. Now, that was the Conservatives, but what about Labour? In 24 hours' time, Jeremy Corbyn will give a keynote speech on Brexit, and all the signs are he will back the UK staying permanently in a customs union with the EU. But over 80 senior Labour figures today have urged Mr Corbyn to go further and support staying in the single market as well. But how do you put that to millions of Labour voters who back Brexit? Here's what the Shadow Brexit Secretary, Keir Starmer, said earlier this morning.
Well, we've long championed being in a customs union with the EU and the benefits of that. Obviously, it's the only way realistically to get tariff-free access. It's really important for our manufacturing base, and nobody can answer the question how you keep your commitment to no-hard border in Northern Ireland without a customs union. And we've always said that the benefits of the single market must be there in the final agreement. And that's a really important commitment, because in the end, however you arrive at that, in whatever the instrument or agreement it is, the benefits have got to be there. Now, Labour has agreed on that end state. There's obviously an argument about how we get there.
Well, to discuss that, I'm joined by two Labour MPs who fall on opposing sides of the Brexit argument. Frank Field was a prominent member of the Leave campaign. Stella Creasy is a supporter of the pro-EU group Open Britain. Thank you both very much for coming on the programme. Stella Creasy, you're one of those who've signed this letter to Jeremy Corbyn today, asking not only to stay in the customs union, but also the single market. If you're in both of them, are you really delivering in the referendum Brexit result?
Well, there are lots of different combinations that still leave us leaving the European Union, but do what I think Labour people across this country, and that's why there's support from across the width and breadth of the country, across the width and breadth of the party for this letter, which is to protect the jobs, protect the incomes. You know, we know that Brexit, or any of the models, I'm horrified to hear Ian blithely dismissing the idea that manufacturing might be at stake, or that numbers don't matter. It's a massive hit on our economy if we leave the single market, if we leave the customs union. It's a massive hit to peace in Northern Ireland if we leave the customs union. These are core Labour values, and that's what we're standing up for.
But you're asking to stay in the single market as well, and there's a problem with that, which is you fought an election last year and a manifesto that said free movement will end. You can't